Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video is part of the Autoimmune Awareness Hop, and there's going to be over 21 sponsors for this hop. So make sure that as you're going along, you do comment on each of the videos, and there'll be links down in the more section on where you need to go. Alright, so I got these new Catherine Puller inks in, and I wanted to try and use them for the background on the card I was going to make today. Our theme was, about the autoimmune, and so we went and, I went and looked up the different ribbons and which autoimmune diseases that it represents, and I landed on purple, and it was with lupus. And I don't know a whole lot about lupus, but I really love the color purple, and it was just speaking to me. So what I did is I grabbed the Drive-In Grape Crush and Serenade from Catherine Puller, and I'm just grabbing one of my brushes. I think this is a Picket Fence Studio brush, and we're going to start layering in our colors. Now, as soon as I started trying to layer on to this particular paper, which is the Nina Solar White, I realized I was probably not using the right paper, because certain papers, especially with dye inks, they immediately start really absorbing them. There's not a whole lot of blending time or trying not to create harsh lines. It's definitely a different skill set, and it really was making me mad, because I was like, this isn't going on the way that I want. So I was like, okay, let me try a different paper. So I grabbed some Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I started putting on the color, and I realized, you know what, this is perfect. I like how it's going on light and it's not getting super dark, even though there are a couple of spots where I had too much ink, and so it made those smudges right there, and I'm trying to blend them, but you still run into that problem because they're dye based. They get sucked into the fibers quicker than some of the inks, like the oxide inks and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep going because I really wanted these purples to work. Now this particular purple has a little bit more of a pinky tone to it, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep on going, because I think, for the most part, this is happening kind of the way I envisioned or thought it would look. So I'm just trying to blend them in. Once again, realizing that because this is a dye inks, that is not going to be a whole lot of room for blending. And I did speed up my video to, I want to say it's like 2.5. So no, my hand does not move that fast, but I do a lot of circle motions and trying to get the color on neatly but efficiently. And I'm just using some Post-it tape to make sure that, one, I can hold the paper down and not get ink on my hands, and the Post-it note just works really easy. So that's why I brought that over. And I had gotten a little bit of ink on one of the pads, so I'm trying to wipe it off so I don't accidentally put my finger in it, because it's inevitable that will happen. So I wasn't mad at that, but it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I went to the Distress Oxides. I have Milled Lavender, Seedless Preserves, and Wilted Violet. And I initially did it where I started with the lavender and then worked my way up that way, but I really liked this version or this order better. So Seedless Preserves, it looks like it belongs in the purple family, but it's definitely a pinky purple, okay? Every time I grab it for like a color combo, I always forget how much on the pink side it is. But it's okay. We're going to keep going because the milled lavender, I'm trying to look over here. Yeah, milled lavender is going to be a nice blend between that pink and the more purple with the wilted violet. And I'm using my Tailored Expression brushes. I just grabbed the purple one because, you know, these are all in the same color family, and it works better than trying to, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think right now. I'm not sure where I was going with that. So we're just going to keep on going. But, I'm using the Bristle Smooth paper with the Distress Oxide inks. Now, let me tell you, having the right tool for a project is key. The Bristle Smooth paper just loves the oxide inks. It moves so much easier. The blend is way better. And I'm telling you guys, if you struggle with it, check what paper you're using. Start there, because a lot of time that basic choice, whatever paper you're choosing to use, is going to matter. Okay? Because I grabbed Nina and I love Nina. I like the weight of it. But in this instance, the Bristol Smooth was what I needed and what worked the best. So now I'm taking my brush cleaner from Brutish Monroe, and I'm using this Pink and Mane brush cleaner to get as much of that color out of my brush as I can. And some of that is left from the Catherine Pooler inks. I'm just trying to clear and clean out some of that blue on there. And then I'm brushing more off of that brush, and then I'm using my microfiber cloth just to make sure, you know, everything is coming off smooth. So on the one on the left, I did it the milled lavender, the Seedless Preserves, and wilted violet, right? Not a bad combo going up, but it just wasn't my favorite. So for this video, we're probably going to wind up not using that card. So we're going to be stamping and embossing that stamp there. I've got my page set up. I'm putting down some of the EK Success powder tool. And then we're going to use our Versamark and ink up our stamp. And the beauty of the Misty is the fact that we can stamp multiple times, and if we need to. And I'm using a dry eraser, like a dry erase board eraser, to help press down onto the Misty board. I've seen Rachel R do that and use a dry eraser on her channel as well. So it's definitely worth I think I got it for $5, so it was definitely worth it to me, and it really does help get you an even pressure. So I mean, I wish someone had thought of this a while ago, really, because I would have definitely had bought it then. So now I've already done this once, so my heat tool is pretty hot already, but you just want to kind of like preheat it and then start melting down all that embossing, powder, and getting it ready for the final project. Now, stuff like this I really love. Just a really pretty colored background with a beautiful outline flower collection with that gold. It's just beautiful, and it's subtle. And for the sentiment, what I did is I'm showing you, I grabbed 3 Hope die cuts, and I glued them all together to create one thick element to go on front of the card. And I was thinking I would put the hope underneath. And then I was thinking, no, maybe hope should be on top and then the little strip should go underneath of it. So I take a break for a second and I'm like, let's put the card together. Because really and truly, our card is already done. Sometimes when I'm trying to make like inspirational cards or, you know, like a thinking of you or just because or any of those type of cards, there's nothing better than a really nice embossed image with like a large sentiment or something like that. I've done this before without the coloring on the background, like just right on the cardstock itself, making a really, you know, pretty flower cluster with the embossing powder and then putting the sentiment on top. It's just, it's hard to explain. There's something just simple and elegant about it. And yeah, and I find those type of things uplifting myself. So the sentiment reads, hope, live with love, faith, and hope. And I know that it would make sense to put it up above, but I just thought it looked better coming the way we have it situated. So the hope is nice and big, and then you can just start with live with love, faith, and hope. And then you can always put stuff on the inside. I'm showing you some stamps I have. I've gotten from, I think these are penny black. That's the one thing I always wish there was more of, is more of the inside of the card sentiments or poems or, you know, whatever that you can put on the inside that could be uplifting to somebody in need. So I really loved how this turned out. I love the colors. There's so many different autoimmune diseases that I think a lot of people aren't even aware, you know. So definitely, you know, Google it, take a look. There's so many interesting things that you can find out there about it. Okay, so like I said at the beginning, make sure you check the more section. It'll probably have a link to the next stop on the hop, and then it'll have all the list of the sponsors. And I know you have until, I want to say it's April the 1st to comment. And then the drawing will be done on April the 2nd, and you'll be able to find all that information on Tara's channel. She's going to pull winners from both YouTube and Instagram. So definitely check out all the videos and make sure you leave comments. And if you like, please subscribe. There's going to be a subscribe button here and links to previous videos. And I hope you guys have a great day.